Okay, three, two, one, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing all well. Be over pretty soon, and let's be honest, it could go either way. No, I'm hoping it's not going to go either way. I'm hoping it's going to be pretty, let's say, pretty straightforward. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm in Pakistan now. I mean, they've got a target of 88. Surely nothing can go wrong now, right? Nothing. That's what we're thinking as you go into lunch. Pakistan have not lost a single wicket. And then, yeah, it's just absolute carnage after that, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's just Azhar Ali and Babar Azam have saved the ship, though, which is good because they are both new to the crease. And yeah, I think, look, both are actually 17 of 26, so identical. Bob Rosam just played a beautiful drive. Oh, that's just. Is there anyone in the world that drives better than Bob Rosam? Flipping heck. Matt, yeah, thank you very much. Dude, just if you're not watching, make sure you're watching because at the moment, if Bob Rosam stays until the end, you're going to see some beautiful shots. And he's already played, I think, a couple of cover drives. And this is just, oh man, it's off the back foot, just punch into the offside. Stand and deliver. Slightly, his weight is on slightly forward onto his front foot. On the up, beautiful shot of Ngidi here. Ngidi has actually bowled pretty well considering, I think. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, on the whole, he's been not as effective given the surface, but you know what? He's put in a shift, I have to say, considering he wasn't supposed to play. Shamsi was supposed to play instead of him. So fair play to him for coming in. And Pakistan at the moment are looking, well, let's say they're looking like they should, hopefully, fingers crossed, win this. Let's see how it goes, though. Let's see how it goes. Because you never know. That's the issue. You just never know. Oh, man. Pakistan for the morning. I tell you what, it's been pretty weird weather here, actually. It started raining, but it's quite bright. So I'm a bit surprised, but it started absolutely caning it down. And Ashton is here. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just as you know, I'm just working at the moment. So this is how I work for the next few minutes. Pakistan doing well. Babar Azam hit a quality shot according to Bazid Khan, which is always great to hear. So I thought let's plug some quality shot on here. But no, Pakistan look in a decent position at the moment. It's always difficult to say that with Pakistan, but yeah, I'm excited. Let's hope no more wickets fall and Pakistan can ease to victory over the course of the next few.
Oh, no worries. I'm sure Ashton will be back. I'll add him back in once he's connected again. As for Pakistan and Bob Razam, it looks like he's in pretty good nick after a pretty shocking first, let's say, innings. The way he got out, well, he won't be happy with at all. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things, isn't it? That he'll be looking to, fingers crossed, he'll be looking to get a nice not out here, Bob Razam, and actually, be back into form. I think come the second test, and Ashad is back.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So yeah, Pakistan looks good. They need 26 to win. Azhar Ali, Babar Azam both going well. Brought another spinner in, which is good, I guess. Linda might get a bit more purchase on this pitch as well. From the way Maharaj was bowling initially, but just before lunch, it was an interesting decision. But he got smashed, didn't he, by Abid Ali in that one over? I think he got hit for 8 or 9 runs. So let's see how this goes. Linda is a bit taller. He gets that bounce, so that uneven bounce that is present in the pitch will come into fruition for sure now. So yeah, how have you thought of the day so far, Fazan? Have you thought Pakistan have done a fairly decent job?
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a very good job early morning with Nouman Ali and Yasir Shah. Nouman Ali getting his a 5 run debut, which is really impressive. I thought we did really well to restrict them to the total we did. You know, a lead of only 88, I think, clearly has set us up for the win. So I think a lot of credit has to go to the bowlers for that, second innings of South Africa to make sure that we had a decent, a very good chance of winning now here, and it set up the game. Two rash shots by, I mean, Imran Butts was very rash after the break. That was bizarre, just trying to play a wide full delivery from Nortje and try to play expansive drive. That was really unnecessary considering the situation, and he looked quite good, to be honest with you. And Abid Ali again, he looked quite good, but he went really hard at one and inside edged onto the stumps. And at that point, I'm thinking, oh no, because we've got two new batsmen in. But at the moment they're looking okay. Babar Azam looks really good, and we've seen some beautiful cover drives from him, which has been really good to see. So I'm hoping he's now going to be in good form. Hopefully, see us home and then good form for the second test.
Yeah, and I know it's not very important right now in world cricket sense, but I don't want him to be less than anything in the top 5 test batsmen in the world. Like, I really want him to just be in the top 5 in some way, shape, or form. And because Labuschagne did such a good job against India, he's moved up. So it just feels wrong. And Joe Root. Sorry, Joe Root's the one who actually overtook him because of his 426 against Sri Lanka. So Joe Root needs to have a terrible time in India so that Babar Azam comes back to the top and the top 5. But yeah, you mentioned this yesterday, so I just want to get your take on it. What do you think of Babar Azam's captaincy today? Because again, we had the close-in fielders.
Yeah, I think that's 100%. It was the right thing to do, right? We had them under the cosh, especially with Maharaj and de Kock, being very new to the crease, and we couldn't have started off the day better with Hassan Ali picking up a wicket, in the first ball of the day, cleaning up Maharaj with to be honest, a very good ball through the gate, and Maharaj will be thinking, why did I get that ball first up? Because it was a very good delivery, to be honest with you, by Hassan Ali. So I think his captaincy has been good. He's clearly still learning on the job, like that's evident. But I think in terms of his mindset, I think it's good to have that slightly more aggressive mindset. We're at home, right? So we need to stamp our authority on the game, especially when you're in a position where you have the momentum. You need to go with it, and you don't want to give the opposition any leeway. And I think he did really well with that. I think apart from Hassan Ali dropping a catch off Nouman Ali, but then he bowled. He bowled. I think it was
Rabada.
It was Rabada. Yeah, Rabada. He clean bowled him next ball, so it didn't really mean too much. It was okay, but yeah, Coke on 6. Hello, Pluto. Come on. Hi, Pluto. How you doing? Thank you for joining.
So it was the guy who gets wickets for Pakistan, but now today we need boundaries, man, from you. So.
Yeah. Exactly. So if you come on and we lose a wicket, then you're gonna have to go out and then come back later. Yeah. Now I'm joking. Pluto, where are you from? Where are you from? Are you from Pakistan, from the UK? Let us know. And thank you for joining. You're a new member of the channel, so yeah, appreciate you joining.
Nice. So just for an update, was 63 for 2. Pakistan needs 25 runs. And again, because I am an optimist, I don't want to worry about Pakistan right now. But at the same time, I am Pakistani, so I'm going to think, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? But yeah, those 2 wickets really scared me. Pakistan were 23 for 2, weren't they? Straight after lunch. Nortje, goodness me, right? This guy, his bowling average is 21 in the second innings compared to his bowling average in the first innings of 36. Right, so that means he's more dangerous in the second innings, and it's very evident from the way he's actually bowled so far in this innings.
Yeah, and that's so key, right, to test bowling, because I think Wasim Akram made a point, and it is a really good point, that you win matches by bowling very well in the second innings, and it's so crucial. And considering he's clearly bowled, he's put in a shift and put in overs in that first innings, to come back as he did in the second innings, as you said, in an average of 21 is impeccable. So he's clearly someone who's still pretty green to Test cricket. He hasn't played many tests at all, but he's again learning on the job. But he's doing a good job for sure. I think for South Africa. And I think with Rabada coming back, it gives him a bit more of a license, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Did you see that cover drive? I know, right? But that's Azhar Ali, him getting into the action for sure.
Azhar Ali's actually looked, to be honest with you, he's looked quite good since the New Zealand tour. He hasn't scored huge runs, but he scored some runs, and he's someone who I think the more I see him, the more I think actually he's quite class. But I wasn't always sold on him because early on in his innings he doesn't move his feet, does he? And it's a bit of a, he doesn't look great, and that he's very susceptible early doors. But I think apart from, once he gets past that, I think once he gets past that kind of, I think 10-run mark, then he's looking pretty decent. Jafar, hi, thank you for joining the stream. Perhaps Shaheen Afridi is not ready for Test cricket. I don't. What do you think I should?
I was gonna say there's a lot of talk about that because it seemed like he was ready for Test cricket, right? But due to the overload of him over the past 6-7 months from Pakistan, he has lost not his pace, but he's basically lost the energy, lost kind of his stamina, whatever it is. But he doesn't look 100% fit when he's bowling. He doesn't look like the Shaheen Afridi we saw in England, the Shaheen Afridi glimpses we saw in New Zealand, what we see in T20 and ODIs. So yes, potentially, I would agree with Jafar here. So thank you, Jafar. That's a very valid point. Maybe it's too early for him to become so important into that Pakistan lineup. What do you think, Azam?
I think so. I've got two trains of thought here. And I think the first one is, as you said, that maybe he's not particularly ready, and maybe he should focus on the shorter format of the game, as in the T20s and ODIs, and then you can play the odd test here and there in kind of suitable conditions. But for me, I just think it's more a question of resting him at the right times. Unfortunately, we don't have the depth that someone like, for example, England have, or even India at the moment, where basically these guys are able to field, I don't know, 7 fast bowlers, 8 fast bowlers that they've got like in hand. We don't really have that, to be honest with you. We do have seam bowlers like that, but then not everyone bowls 40 Ks even, and can get up to that 90-mile-an-hour mark and actually do something with the ball. So yes, you can have one bowler in there like a Mohammad Abbas, but then they need to perform very well. So I think it's been, for me, I just think it's a question of he's young, so we need to rest him. That's my favorite way of looking at it. And Naseem Shah, I'm happy that he's had a rest. I know he's a bit injured, but with Shaheen Afridi, I think it's managing the workload. You made a fantastic point that it's to do with managing his workload. He shouldn't be playing all formats in every single match in every single format. You need to be resting him and rotating, and that's what all the best teams do. Okay.
Agreed.
That's it. Azhar is my favorite. Yeah, Pluto. To us, that's quite surprising. And you said you're English. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining. And I'm very surprised that you're following Pakistan so closely. But yeah, enjoy. Yeah, I think Azhar Ali, I'm surprised he's your favorite, to be honest. But he has been quite established and he does score runs. And I think he looks pretty free flowing, doesn't he? Once, as I said, he gets past that 10-run mark. Don't you guys have work? I do have work, but I'm fitting it around. So I woke up at about 7:30 to get some work in, because I had a feeling that when I woke up to pray for Fajr, I saw that this game might be over quite soon. So I thought I'll wake up a bit earlier, and then I can, because I wouldn't be able to stream at midday because the match would be over. I was going to ask that. Yeah. Don't you guys have work now? You're just listening in the background, aren't you? That's why.
I just want to say I did a stream from like 5:30. So I did the first session on Cricket for Americans. So I'm absolutely knackered. And then I did some work. And thankfully, Fazan, you started the stream later than I thought. So I got enough work in to be able to just split it out for a couple of minutes just on your stream. But now everyone who's watching, there's 5 people in the chat. Please do like, share, subscribe to Quality Shot. It's a great channel. Does boxing, tennis, and right now doing cricket. The Pakistan-South Africa game. This is probably going to be the final session, the way it looks like. Pakistan needs 23 runs to win. and South Africa needs 8 wickets to win as well, just in case.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny. You said you're an optimist, Ashton, but when it comes to Pakistan, I don't think you're an optimist at all. You're very
Not with
pessimistic.
Pakistan, no.
You're very pessimistic. I'm very optimistic when it comes to Pakistan, which I said we would win 2-0. So I'm hoping that my prediction proves true because I haven't got a single prediction right. And I know you, me, and Venu said that we're going to do a tally. So hopefully this is going to be 1 to me because I think I'm at least 2 behind the predictions. Matt says Fazan's become my background music over the past few days. And then he says, is that a good or a bad thing? And I think Matt said here, it's better than LBC or Radio 1, put it that way. Okay, well, I appreciate that because LBC or Radio 1, I know, can be a bit, let's say, not the best thing to listen to, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you very much, Matt. Venu says, man of the match. Well, it's not over yet, but Ushtred, who would you give man of the match to if we chase it down, this 88 target?
This is the thing. There's 3 people I want to give it to, which is, oh, that's a beautiful sweep shot by Azhar Ali to George Linde. Goes for 4, and that brings things down under 20. Pakistan needs 18 to win. And Yunus Khan just showing everyone how Azhar Ali's been practicing his sweep shot right there. That's nice. That's brilliant. But no, I'd actually go for, it's a toss-up between Yasir Shah or Fawad Alam. I really don't want to give it to Yasir Shah. So I might actually think Nouman Ali debut, 5-wicket haul, blah, 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 blah. But that innings by Fawad Alam really set it up for me. So it's one of those 2. I don't know who they will give it to, but that's a beautiful cut shot as well. Going through, is that going to be 4? No, that's not going to be 4. Right, that's a couple of runs. But yeah, that if I had to pick one, I'm gonna drop it in the on the ground and say Yasir Shah because of his batting as well. That 38 he made, which was really crucial at the end.
Mic drop. You went with maybe Yasir Shah, Fawad Alam, and he said Nouman Ali, and he said, actually, I don't want to give it to Yasir Shah. And he said, but Fawad Alam, I think I'm going to give it to you because he set up things, and you went, I'm going to give it to Yasir Shah. Mic drop. So you went full circle. Yeah, it's tough, actually. I think Fawad Alam obviously scored that huge 100, which was really, really crucial. But I think because he's not going to get a bat, hopefully, in this second innings, it's difficult to give it to him based on 1 innings, unless it was like a double 100 or something like that. But at the time, I think it was very crucial, to be fair to him. The one thing I would say, though, is Nouman Ali has had a fantastic debut. So I think it's a toss-up between him and Yasir Shah, I think. But given, as you said, maybe that Yasir Shah got some crucial runs at the time.
So did Nouman Ali, though.
Yeah, so did Nouman Ali, to be fair. I think it's a toss-up, to be honest with you. I'd be happy to give it to... I'd like Nouman Ali to get it, because on debut, I feel like that's a big confidence booster to get it on debut. But let's see. What do you think, Venu? Who's your man of the match? Yeah, we've gone through that. Let's see. What has impressed you most about Pakistan's performance? Ooh, go on, Ashtud.
If we take the 5 drop catches away, everything else about the fielding. The energy, I don't know if enthusiasm is the right word, but just the energy Pakistan have shown in this test match since the beginning, even when Pakistan were getting smashed and South Africa were 175 for 1, South Africa were 200 for 6 or something like that at the end of it. So, you know, Pakistan did bring it back, even with the run-outs in the first innings and with some amazing catching at silly point and even at slip or leg slip. Imran Butt, revelation with the hands, isn't he? Goodness me.
Yeah, he's been a really good find as a fielder, and he looks like he can field in multiple positions as well, and he's really good. He looks like he's got a bit of talent with the bat. He just needs to rein it in a little bit and trust the process and try and bat long rather than trying to score quickly, I think is probably the one thing I'd say about him. But yeah, I think the attitude has been extremely good from Pakistan. And the thing that's impressed me the most, Venu, I think, overall is the fielding. Because the fielding was atrocious in New Zealand, I'm going to be honest with you. And the fielding now in this test match has been, as I said yesterday, and I'll stick with it, it's been about 8 out of 10. And I think that's the kind of standard we should be looking at least. We've been up for it in the field. The catches, we took most of our catches. The ones that we dropped, I think we dropped 2 that were kind of good chances in the whole test match, whereas you compare that to 9-10 in one of the New Zealand test matches, which is ridiculous. And also we made it count then, and we got those wickets straight after in this one. So I think, for me, that's what's impressed me the most. Jaffa says, 2018 Under-19 World Cup, Pakistan's best bowler was Shaheen Afridi. made his debut then pretty much straight away. In obviously the 2018 Under-19 World Cup. He made in the 2019 World Cup, I think he's trying to say. India's best bowler, Nagakoti, Mavi are still playing first-class cricket, and they are not even playing IPL. Yeah, so this is kind of very briefly. Then I'll go.
That's a shot and a half by Babar Azam.
Oh,
Sorry,
off the back foot. No, that's right. That's quality off the back foot. That's great shot.
Right. 10 to win, but yeah, Azhar Ali's like, yeah, you just smashed it. That is the shot of the match for Babar Azam. For Babar Azam only. Like, I think some batsmen from South Africa, Aiden Markham specifically, smashed some beautiful straight drives.
He had one which was on the up. So this is kind of, it's amazing because this one you'd normally go back to, but he's almost his weight still going forward while he's playing it. He's one of those players, and there's only a few around that can play that type of shot on the up. Like Virat Kohli is another one who can do that. Michael Clark used to do that quite a lot. That's why you used to love watching him. But he just drives so effortlessly, even off the front and back foot, and it's just incredible to watch.
Yeah. Just to repeat what you just said, effortlessly. So, but no, I agree with you. So, Jafar is talking about Kamlesh Nagarkoti and Shivam Mavi. They're both Indian bowlers. They play even in the IPL. They rotated them in the IPL. They played last season. Didn't play all the matches, played some of the matches to get experience. That's the big difference between Pakistan and India right now. If someone performs well in the under-19 setup, Pakistan will fast-track them, PSL, into the Pakistan side. The thing India has been doing, and again, I mean this as a compliment because I think that's what Pakistan should be doing, is they put them into first class cricket for a couple of years, then they promote them to List A cricket, and not List A, but like India A tours, for a couple of years, and then they debut them in some sort of way because they've gained that experience of 5 to 6 years to be able to perform well. Pakistan always goes for quite young players, and a lot of the time that benefits them, but then at the same time, it also is detrimental. Naseem Shah, Musa Khan as two obvious examples. I think what they're doing with Mohammad Hasnan is right. He's come in, he's gone back out, and then he's going to come back in. So let's see how he fits back into the setup, especially because I think he might be selected for the T20s. Haris Rauf is another one. He doesn't have much first-class experience, which I'm glad about in the sense that he's not playing. Otherwise, if they selected him, that would have been disappointing. That's another 4 runs. Babar Azam tickles that through to fine leg. He gets to 30. Let's hope he stays not out so that his average goes above 45.
Yeah, exactly. Helps the average, doesn't it? Yeah, so Babar Azam just looks in, I mean, he's 30 off 37 here, and he hasn't really put a foot wrong. There's a couple that stayed low, and he managed to just jam them out from Nokia. And look, I mean, this is
in a row.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and this is good. These are really, really good signs of Pakistan. Yeah, just to quickly touch upon Jafar's point, I think the issue I have with this is that, unfortunately, I don't think, from what I see, Pakistan cricket and Indian cricket is at very different moments in time at the moment. India's kind of infrastructure and their general cricket is kind of above here, and Pakistan's cricket is about here. And that's kind of what we're looking at the moment, unfortunately. In this moment in time of history, Pakistan are quite a bit below India in terms of all 3 formats. So what that means is, as Azhar said, is that we rush younger players through because, unfortunately, we don't have a very strong first 11 as it is in international cricket. So we're trying to find gems to make a difference. I think that's why they fast-track people. It's probably not the best thing to do. I think there's only a few examples. What I would say is that there's a couple of examples that I can think of, where you bring in someone young and it pays off, but you have to be very selective with who it is. And someone like Muhammad Amir, when he burst onto the scene, he was doing very well, right? So that I can understand. But maybe Naseem Shah, he wasn't performing so well. And what a shot by Azhar Ali just there off the back foot, cutting George Lind.
Exactly what I was going to say. Thanks.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of my point on that. Venu, what does South Africa have to work on? I'll go quickly first. I think South Africa there's a couple of things. They had a platform in kind of both innings really, and they didn't go on. So people gave them a platform in both innings really, and they kind of collapsed in both innings as a batting. I don't know, as a batting unit, is pretty poor, and you don't normally expect that from South Africa. That's more of a Pakistan thing, to be honest with you. But Pakistan haven't done that this test match, which I'm happy about. So I think their batting needs to be improved quite. The bowling hasn't been terrible. I think Rabada's bowled very well. Nokia in spurts. And Maharaj has bowled quite well. But I think Lynn needs to improve quite a bit if he's going to play the next test match, because on these pitches where they're helpful conditions, he hasn't really utilised it well enough. And I think Maharaj could have bowled slightly better at times. What do you think, Ashton?
I think you touched on all the points I was going to touch on. One thing is the spinners don't flight the ball enough. That's the thing that Nouman Ali and Yasir started to do, which is when they started to take wickets. As you saw there, even when Lind is trying to flight it, it's still quite quick. It's not loopy at all. So potentially you can't get that in movement drift or anything like that. It's quite not easy to play, but you know what I mean. It's a lot easier to play than the type of deliveries the Pakistani bowlers, spinners were bowling. Yunus Khan is absolutely ecstatic. I love his expressions. He looks so happy. He's like, finally a win since I joined in Test cricket. What is gonna happen?
Aryan, thank you very much for joining. Pakistan now only need 2 runs to win, so fingers crossed we can get them. We can do a quick overview. Also, guys, we'll be doing, so myself and Ashid have been rotating days. So today is my turn. Well, luckily, luck of the draw that I get the day that we can do the match review. So check out the channel. It'll probably be, I'll let you guys know about the time, but it most likely will be around 5 p.m. UK time. And what we'll do is I was talking to Ashid about it. Most likely it will be like a 10-15 minute discussion. So it'll be a live. It'll be a 10-15 minute discussion. Please put your questions and comments. But I'll just put a disclaimer at the bottom, like this ticker. That's showing the score, just to say that the first 10-15 minutes we'll just be discussing, and then we'll go to all the questions, just so that we get all the points across that we want from an analysis point of view, and then we can go through all the questions and discuss that. So I thought that'd be quite a good idea.
That's a really good idea, Fazan. I think that will help, us discussing the points, and then when we get these questions that your insightful audience comes up with, especially certain names I don't want to name. Oh, Babar's gone. Oh no, Babar's gone. Yeah, Babar's gone.
How has he got out in the same way to Maharaj? That is shocking.
No, this time it turned. The other one didn't turn. This time, right. I don't know why Alimdar has given that out, because if he didn't give that out, that would have been umpire's call, and Babar Azam would have stayed at the crease. Right?
Let's see.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't have been umpire's call. That is hitting off stump, man. You're kidding me. That is hitting off stump.
It might be missing, you know that.
I think it's hitting off stump.
Although it's him on the back leg, that's the issue. If you hit him on the front pad, then I'm saying it's missing.
Yeah.
What's he doing? He's praying. Oh my god. Maharaj, what is this?
He wants to be able to say that I got Babar Azam out twice in the same match, and Babar Azam was looking so good. Man, his average is gonna go way down again. I don't like averages. I don't like him being so low. I'm showing so much favoritism here. But yeah, it's
I think Maharaj is actually praying to the gods that they somehow win this match.
Not win this match. Just get Babar Azam. Just get Babar Azam. That's all he wants.
What's taking so long with DRS? I think I'm a bit behind you. That's the issue. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to be out. Oh no!
That is out.
It wouldn't have been umpire's call. Oh man, this is bad though. You know that, because you know what's going to happen. They're going to bring on Maharaj in the second test. He's going to have to wipe that out pretty quickly. Kevin Peterson had a similar thing with left arm spin. I don't know if you remember. In England career, people used to say left arm spin because he got out in a period of time to left arm spin quite regularly. Yeah, Bob Brosnan needs to sort that out. That's something that I actually haven't seen before. I haven't really noticed many weaknesses at all in his game, but clearly this match has shown a little bit that left arm spin around the wickets.
One is the one that he just flails out to, but that's most batsmen, isn't it?
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's the route. All the best sometimes do that route kohli, as in that's when you're super confident and you're a bit reckless. I think they go for the expansive drive.
But that's too again. I wouldn't think it's a pattern until, God forbid, he gets out the same way in the next test match and then following on. But yeah, he does have a problem in some way because he can't. He's not getting the line of the ball right. in his opinion, I think it's not going to turn as much. The first time he thought it was going to turn more than it did, and this time, because he didn't pick it from his hand, I thought this time he thought it was an arm ball as well, but it's one that turned quite a bit. Azan, I actually unfortunately have to jump off, and it's not the best timing, right? But all in all, I want to say everyone who joined the chat, thank you for joining. Please do subscribe to Quality Shot. Brilliant channel. Like the video, share the video. Tell everyone about it. You know, if they like cricket, tell them. If they don't like cricket, beg them to join and just tell them, just join, just subscribe, just like the videos. You don't need to watch it.
If they don't like cricket but they like boxing or tennis, they can still like it as well.
That too. Fawad Alam's coming out to bat, by the way. Glad they didn't send Shaheen Afridi as a night watchman. So
for 2 runs needed, imagine. So then he just comes in and tries to hit it for 6.
So I'm kind of glad about this. So let's see. Hopefully, if all goes well, Pakistan wins by 7 wickets. And yeah, I think it's been a decent performance by Pakistan, finishing on day 4, showing the dominance at home. And now all they need to do, they need to carry on this momentum into the next game. I'll catch everyone later with that review that Fazan mentioned earlier. And yeah, take care. And I'll
see you later, Ashad. Yeah, I'll be wrapping up here in a bit. Obviously, hopefully, we get these runs pretty quickly and then we can wrap up. But guys in the chat, what do you think in terms of the performance from Pakistan and also from South Africa? And are you surprised about the result so far? The reason why I say that is because, yeah, I just want to know what your guys' opinions are, especially the neutrals, because it's interesting to get people's views upon how they think a match is going to go. Because I'm quite biased, so I'm going to say that Pakistan are going to win, and I'm quite optimistic as well in that sense. I do get, of course, nervous, like when we lost the 2 early wickets, and we're 23 for 2. But yeah, I think we've done pretty well to recover from there. 86 for 3. I think Babar will be disappointed the way he got out there because, as Ashad said, he didn't play the right line. That's twice, and once was the arm ball from Maharaj, and this one was just one that turned. And hasn't picked it from the hand, and he hasn't picked it from the flight. And we've won. So here we go. Time to update the banner. Let's go. I think this is, for me, this has been a really, really impressive performance, I have to say. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people were writing off Pakistan, to be honest with you, especially after they had a pretty dismal New Zealand series. I think we've come back pretty strongly. I know it's at home, so I really expect us to win at home. It doesn't really matter who it is. But, you know, impressive still. And there's some big positives. Nouman Ali making his debut, picking up, I think it was 8 wickets in the match as total, including a fifer. So, or was it 7? I think it might have been 7 actually. So, like, that's super impressive, and I was impressed with the way that he adapted as well and started giving more flight, less pace through the air, which meant that he got more turn. He adapted to the conditions, which is very good. He's quite experienced. I think he's 33, 34. He's actually quite old, but he's making his debut. As a spinner, he's probably got a few more years left in him, and in home conditions, he looks like he's a very good bowler. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him as well. So he ended up getting, 7 wickets in the match. Yasir Ali picked up. He actually ended up picking up 7 as well, but both got some runs. So interesting to see who gets man of the match. Fawad obviously hit a beautiful 100 in that first innings. And here, I think Azhar Ali saved the ship with Babar Azam. Babar Azam, as I said, just fallen to Maharaj before Fawad came in. And yeah, that's it here at 4. We need a couple of runs, and that's it. Game over. I'm not going to touch too much on the match, so I'll probably stay on for a couple more minutes, and then I'll come off just because myself and Ashad are going to be doing a more in-depth review, probably around 5 p.m. UK time. I'll let you guys know if it's earlier, but most likely it'll be then. And as I said, what we'll do is we'll do a live. I'll put a disclaimer at the bottom. The first kind of 10, 15 minutes will be a more analysis, which you guys can watch and then comment on. And then we'll bring up the comments and all the questions after that for a longer period of time, probably for 20 or so minutes, which will be good. So thanks very much, guys, for joining as well. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm a happy bunny. I'm a really happy bunny, seriously. And you would have seen yesterday, if you watched the live stream, how excited I got about the 3 wickets that got picked up earlier, later in the day even. And we couldn't have started off the day any better with Hassan Ali getting a wicket on the first ball, cleaning up Maharaj, and we've ended it here. Ended the day early on day 4. Day 5 wasn't needed, so unfortunately no stream tomorrow on Saturday, which would have been perfect given no work. But I'm really looking forward to the second test match, and also England-India is coming up. So check out the channel for that, guys, as well, because I'll be doing some live streams on that, I'm pretty sure, as well. And of course, reviews for both series as well. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Have a great Friday as well, and a great weekend. And make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the review of this test match, which I said we'll be doing later today, and also for Venu's cricket catch-up, which will be on Sunday. Yeah, we'll be releasing on Sunday. Venu puts together this amazing segment that he does. And finally, I'm going to be releasing a interview with Sean Dixon, opener for Durham County Cricket Club. And so he talks about the ins and outs of being a county cricketer, how he got into the game, his kind of initial, I guess, experiences in South Africa, because he originally was from South Africa. Talked about his close relation with Aidan Markman as well, so gave me a little bit of insight on that, and Zach Crawley as he opened with him at Kent, and also his triple 100 that he scored, which is the second highest score by a Kent player. So yeah, I think that'll be a really good interview. So again, keep your eyes peeled up for that. It's actually it's a good in-depth one. I was only thinking it was going to be half an hour, but we ended up going for just under an hour. So it's a really good listen and watch as well. So yeah, check that out. Thank you very much, guys. As I said, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, and thank you all for tuning in. Thank you very much.